Hello and welcome to Enterprise Morning today. I am Cyril Abaku, and this is to hope that your part of town is safe and protests haven't gotten to you yet. Do let us know if you've experienced anything of the sort, and just tell us in the comment section what you've seen and how that is going. Presently, we will head into the newspaper headlines and to see what they have on offer for us before we move into our main conversation for the morning. I have with me in the studio Dr. Olayinka Oyegbile, journalist and journalism educator, who will help us to make sense of everything happening in the country today. Doctor, you're welcome to Enterprise.
Thank you very much.
All right.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Doctor, I want us to commence the newspaper headline analysis, beginning with the Vanguard. The Vanguard has for banner headline, it says, hardship ahead NLC rally, protests rock Edo, Lagos, Osun. There are riders to the story that say, fix economy or resign, Edo CSOs tell Tinubu. We'll defend protesters nationwide. That's according to the police. Warns impostors against hijack. CSOs ask members, Nigerians, to join the NLC protest. Now, because this story is what we want to be discussing in our main conversation segment, we may not dwell much on it, but I just wanted to pick your brains. How have you observed the protests beginning yesterday?
Yes. I think the first thing I would like to say is that the Lagos leg of the protest kicked off yesterday, and from the report we have seen and the pictures and on radio and TV slides that we have seen, it was completely peaceful. In fact, the police were with them, going along the streets with them, and also as it was like they were part of the protesters. So I want to commend the Lagos State Police Commissioner for that, because before yesterday, there had been fears that the police might tear gas them or send them or not allow them to do the march and all that. Earlier in the day, there were even reports that some of the protesters who arrived the NLC secretariat in Yaba early have been locked in the secretariat by the police, that they will not allow them to come out. But at the end of the day, the protest went on, and the Lagos State Police Commissioner, Fayu Ade, I think that's his name, has shown that he understands the psyche of people, and he knows his job, because as Femi Falana SAN has said, protest is part of democracy. And the Nigerians don't need to take permission from police. The court have ruled on that. You don't need to take permission from police that we want to protest. What you need to just do is to let the police be aware that we want to do a protest on so day. We need your protection, or that for you to be aware, so that you send your people to come along with us in case some people want to attack us and all that. So I think sense of reason has prevailed.
Okay.
And I even love the fact that, maybe when we get to the
yes,
other
so I want
details,
to put a finger on it, and then we run to the other stories quickly. Other stories on the Vanguard say Nigeria will work if Southeast works optimally. That's according to Shetima. Light Up Nigeria project will spur Southeast industrialization, says Mba. Excuse me. We've had conversations about optimizing the capacity of the Southeast, but I don't know if this is something that governments over the years have continued to pay lip service to. I mean, from the Babangida years, I think he was the one who famously said that he was going to turn the Southeast into a vast scrapyard like Japan. Those are the sort of things that the Igbo love to hear, but in the end, nothing seems to come out of it. But do you really sincerely believe that if the South was optimized, it will take care of a lot of challenges with the Nigerian economy? Quickly.
In fact, the truth of the matter is that there is no part of Nigeria that is not blessed. Every part has its own strong point.
Yes.
So, if you develop the Southeast, it does not mean that you shouldn't develop the South-South or the South or the
West.
North and all that. Yes. What I always see in that is just that our leaders, they love sound bites.
Yeah.
When they go to the Southeast, they know what the people want to hear. When they go to the North, they know what they want to hear. When they come to the Southwest, they know what you want to hear. So, to say that if the Southwest work, Nigeria will work, to me, is just for the soundbite. Are you saying that if the Southeast is working and the North is not working, or the Southwest or the South side is not working? I mean, so you don't have to pander to some section when you get there and think that, if I say this, it will...
Cheap sentiments.
Exactly. So, all we are craving for is to make Nigeria work.
Ultimately. Okay, so let's go to maybe the last story we want to pick from the Vanguard newspaper. It says, Edo Guber, Idahosa'S men petition Ganduje, want Uzodinma'S report upheld. Doctor, why do I feel a sense of desperation here? Why do I feel some sort of I want to be governed by all means? That is putting it on Mr. Dennis Idahosa'S table now. There was the initial primary in which 3 candidates emerged. He is the preferred choice of Mr. Shomole, of course, very clearly. Now that a fresh primary was held and one man has won, why is he acting like a bad loser?
Well, the first one he won. He didn't complain.
Well, he was among the winners, maybe. I don't know.
So, it is the typical thing among Nigerian politicians.
Yes.
But you see, my worry is that those you would consider as the leading political parties in Edo State, the 3 of them are having issues. The PDP, the APC, and Labour. All of them now, I think, produced 3 candidates each, or 2 at least. And then you ask yourself, what exactly is the problem, or what does Edo hold that is making it to have that? All the 3 leading parties in Nigeria today they've all had problems with their gubernatorial candidate, choosing a candidate in Edo State. And if care is not taken, I foresee a situation where the 3 of them might not have candidates, or something else might happen unless they quickly go back and solve their problem. The one that has appealed to the chairman of the party is a normal thing. When you lose, you appeal to the party. But if you were to be the one that won now, he will claim victory. So Nigerian politicians don't agree that they've lost. Because
in the past, Mr. Ganduje had been quick to congratulate Idahosa. He singled him out among the 3 candidates and said, you look to be the beloved son in whom you are well pleased. But that seems to have changed. Okay, then let's move from the Vanguard newspaper to the Tribune newspaper. It leads with the bold headline, Orosonye report, FEC OK's full implementation 12 years after. I mean, this is a big story. When it broke yesterday, it was everywhere. The report basically suggests that, and this is to take the riders on the story, right? To merge agencies, departments, least affected agencies, staff of affected agencies won't lose jobs committee. Committee gets 12 weeks to perfect legal framework restructuring, FG to pay unemployment benefits to youth, set up customer credit program. Now, at the risk of jumping into the conversation myself, I fear that not all of these promises are true, but let's even face it. Does the government have the political will to implement the Oronsaye report, or is it just another way of buying time to make it look like something good is coming, is on the road?
Well, you see, as far as I'm concerned, I think what the president has done is just a knee-jerk reaction. For instance, when he won the election, there was a transition committee. The transition committee, between his own and the outgoing government, will have studied all these things. So, if it had been in the works that we are likely to adopt and implement the Oronsaye report, why did the president, when he came in, for instance, why did he appoint a chairman for EFCC and ICPC, which are now to be merged? He appointed the Director General for Voice of Nigeria and Radio Nigeria, which are now to be merged. So, if at the initial stage he had it in mind that he had to do that, it would take him time, or he will have delayed the appointment of all these people.
Clearly.
Now that you have appointed these people, and there are more agencies, also there are ministries that were said to be merged. Now you have more ministries than your predecessor. And now all these are saying that, are you going to implement part of it or the entire Oronsaye report? The Oronsaye report is a very bulky report.
That is, if at all you will implement it in the first place.
So, I think, as I said earlier, it's just a knee-jerk reaction. There is tension in the land, there is no money, everybody is crying and all that, so let's throw something at them. They will discuss this for another 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
You will now see that the issue of hardship in the land is gradually
taking the back seat.
Because all newspapers, all radio programs, all TV programs will now focus on Oronsaye report, and everybody will be talking his own. Oh, that's good. He has done this. We'll forget about the issue of people, inflation in the land. So,
Doctor, let me just jump in here. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
The Oronsaye report is a topic that whenever you want to have a discussion around it, it's quite broad in itself. There are issues. For example, people will lose jobs. There's no, it's impossible to convince us otherwise.
there's no way. Anybody that is assuring anybody that people will not lose their job is only deodorizing
the mess. Okay. From there, we will take our last newspaper offering for the morning. And that takes us to the Guardian newspaper. Lean administration. After bloated cabinet, Tinubu okays Oronsaye report. Merger of MDAs. Now, because we had been talking about Oronsaye, the point I wanted to make earlier also was about the fact that why isn't the president looking at cutting the cost of governance in the presidency itself? The president is a wealthy man by all standards. If the president had said, I'm cutting my salaries by my earnings as president by 70%, he wouldn't run poor. So I was wondering why, he wouldn't begin from there. How many cabinet members are there? How many S's and S's and P's are there? Why not begin from there?
Even at that, the number of vehicles they use and the number of aides they have, that's the way to tell people that you are ready to do things. For instance, the opposition, the PDP presidential candidate specifically spoke about the president of Argentina and what he has done. For me, we shouldn't throw away everything that the opposition will always find fault, I know, but the government should not throw away everything he has said. When the man came in, the man said he will not use their presidential jet. but he started using the commercial flight and things like that. So, you know, that we have how many aircraft do we have in the fleet? The former President Buhari said he was going to sell some. He never did. The present president, we still maintaining the same number of fleets. Although I think I remember some time ago they said they wanted to put.
It was not going to
They
happen.
said they were going to put.
It was not
one
going.
or two on
They even
sale.
took a picture of it after that was because they had gone to Dubai with more than 4,000 delegates and came back and said that they're going to sell one. I mean, who was going to buy it in the first place?
So what has happened? So we must, if you say that things are bad, let us see you demonstrate that things are bad. The way they are going, the number of vehicles that follow in minister, the number of aides that follow all of them is still the same thing. They travel, they go to hotel, they commandeer a whole hotel or something. And so we must be able to see that these people are really feeling the pinch. And their spouses and their family, we must see that they are feeling it. But in all honesty, I've not seen it anywhere. So it's just paying lip service to all this. We are going to cut costs, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. Even if they tell you that they've cut their salary. The salary is not what we are even complaining about. These are people, when you earn a salary, what do you spend salary on? You fuel your car, you buy food, you pay bills and all that. But these are people who don't do all this.
Yeah.
So the salary, as far as they are concerned, is just there in the bank. I don't know any day that a governor had put his hand in his private pocket
To say he wants to
give money to madam that, okay, this is housekeeping allowance. All is done from budgeting. So what exactly do they use that salary for? Yet they continue to dip their hands into the public purse.
to the till. Oh well, yet they continue to dip their hands into the public till. It's a sad commentary, but that is really where we are. And we hope that in the midst of all of these, government will sooner than later find wisdom, find the courage to do what is right. That will be all we have on offer for you on this segment of the show, the News Headlines. When we return, hardship protests enter second day in Nigeria. Dr. Olayinka will be here with me to also make sense of that conversation. We'll be right back. Do stay with us.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.